we go. Hello, everybody. I hope my everything is working. This is a little different. You're probably wondering, whoa, where are you even at? I'm in the kitchen. And today, I'm going to be doing some cooking, some baking. And as you can see, the table is a bit of a mess, as is a lot of things. So, you're going to be with me through every step of the journey here. I am by no means a professional baker, cooker, YouTuber person, but I'm gonna try my best to do something. So let's begin. Let me go ahead and grab a couple things. Bit. Sorry, I was putting on a little shawl here just because it's a little chilly, but I need a fan on or I get warm. My body temperature regulation is all over the fucking place. I'm waiting for my computer to load. Here we go. Alright, so let me go ahead and I just want to have Twitch up here so I can actually see what you guys are saying, see all that fun stuff, make sure stream's going well. Once it loads. I'm going to use my inhaler though, because I am an asthmatic and it is a very humid day. Shit. Oh, of course an ad is running. We love that, because pre-roll ads are the best. Yeah, you might hear me through the thing here. Also, I have no idea how the stream's gonna do. I've never streamed on my phone before, so this is all new to me. Also, I know my outfit's kind of all over the place. I kind of just threw on whatever I had at the time. I'm just trying to have chat up here on my computer. That's the main reason I'm getting that here. So, cooking and baking, what are we making? So we're gonna go ahead and we're having a couple guests over tonight. So I want to make a if you've ever been to the Cheesecake Factory, I should probably make sure I'm on camera. If you've ever been to the Cheesecake Factory or heard of it, they have a cake that they make called the Linda's Fudge Cake. Now, Linda's Fudge Cake is incredibly good. It is a very rich, fudgy, chocolatey cake that I'm actually a really big fan of, as is my friend Brant, who you guys have seen on stream a few times. That guy Brant. And I asked, what's your favorite dessert, Brant? And that was the response. So I'm actually going to be using a copycat recipe that I found for the Linda's Fudge Cake, but also giving it a little bit of a cherry twist, kind of combining it with the essence of a Black Forest cake, which if you've never had is a chocolate cake with usually maraschino cherries in it. So yeah, that's going to be really fun. And then my dad actually makes his own alcohol, completely legally, of course, and he had made an iced tea mead, which we're going to probably have with our meal. We have a few others, but that one's really good. We also have a dark chocolate wine that he made. That will probably also be something that we might partake in as the night goes on. Especially with the cake, the chocolate and chocolate would go really, really well together. I think I am running out of room in this cupboard though. Just fit this down here. don't drink very often, but like I said, my father makes his own stuff, and so whenever he makes a new one, I feel obligated to pick it up and try it at the very least. Let me go ahead and change a setting here. Now I know the quality is probably not going to be as good because I'm using my phone, specifically the front camera, so I do apologize for that. Okay. Let me make sure the audio is working. Okay. I mean, hey, that's as good as it's going to get, I think. Hopefully the stream quality is not terrible. Eventually I'll have an actual better computer I can do this on, but for right now I'm making do with what I've got, you know. There's only so much I can do. So first off, yes, I know we said we're making cake, and we definitely are. But there's a few other things we're doing as well. So we're making the cake. We're also having some Italian sausage, which is currently defrosting in the fridge. You could put it in the freezer, but don't forget to defrost the meats. We're also going to take this big old pot here, and we're going to go ahead and actually make some caramel. Now, if you've never made your own caramel, it's incredibly easy. And I definitely recommend anyone who likes a good caramel to make their own. It is incredibly easy to use, or easy to make, I should say. We just did a little bit of grocery shopping, so I got to unpack everything. Also, I'm lactose intolerant, as is my partner, I believe. At least I know I am. So I'm going to be using almond milk in place of the regular milk for the recipe. You don't have to. You could also use like a coconut milk. I contemplated it, but you don't have to. Go. And there we go. Alright, so yeah, what we're having tonight, we're having Italian sausage, and for me, because I'm a big fan of sauerkraut, I just got a can of sauerkraut. You can get it in the jar, get it whatever you want, but honestly, a jar is, it's sauerkraut. Like, I'm not super picky, but yeah, so anyway, what you want to do when you're making your caramel, let me actually go ahead and fix a thing with stream here. If I can get this to load. Sorry, I'm doing everything right now, so it's a bit finicky. This computer's also just a little slow for this kind of thing. Oh, give me a sec, please. Oh, while I'm waiting on this, I might as well keep moving, right? There we go. Finally. Right as I'm about to start doing something, it does that. Yeah. But basically, this is a one ingredient caramel. So literally all you do is you definitely want to peel off your label. If I can get it off. I'll probably have to run it under some water and whatnot. But yeah, get the label off. You want to get all the sticky stuff off. That's mainly just for the sake of your pot. At least that's what I've always been told. So, you know, as I've been growing up. Okay. There we go. So this takes roughly about 3 hours. So if you don't have 3 hours to spare, that's okay. But that is about how long you usually want to spend. So what you want to do is first off peel off the outer covering, anything there. I'm going to go ahead and rinse these off real quick, and then we'll go on. I'll show you what to do next. Which, of course, you're going to hear everything because this is not an edited video. This is a live stream. I may edit it down to post it on YouTube if I have time. If not, then hello YouTube, you're seeing what's good. But this will be also posted on YouTube, but for once I'm only streaming on Twitch. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't even know if you can hear me over the water. So you want to get as much of the outer stuff off as you can. Just get it like get it all out. Now it does still have a little bit of stickiness on it, but I got the majority off, so I'm happy. And then you just place it right down in your pot. You can use a smaller pot than this. You don't need one this big. This is just the one I'm going to use because I need my other big pot that's a little smaller than that for some fries that I'm going to make with the sausages. Okay, perfect. So we have these, and they're going to go right down in the bottom, and then you want to cover it about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch of water above the can. So I'll kind of show you about where once we get it filled. So you just put it down in your thing and just let it fill. And so while we're letting that fill with water, get it again about an inch above. You're going to basically take that then, you're going to put it on the stove. Just making sure, making sure of something. Basically, you're going to bring it to a boil, and then just leave it there for a little bit. Let me move all this out of my way so I can work on other things. Because again, that's going to cook for 3 hours. You're going to need to add more water, because water, what does it do when it boils? It evaporates. So when water boils, of course, it evaporates, and so you need to add more water as time goes on, because what you can risk happening, I'll look down here. That's about an inch. What will happen if you, for example, let the water get too low, is they can actually explode. The cans can. Because think about it, you're building up all that pressure inside. If there's no water on top with some like downforce pressure onto the can lid, then it can just combust. Not combust, that's not the right word, but it will sort of swell up and will explode. So you want to make sure you keep enough water on top. Easy way to do that is just check it every once in a while to make sure that you're okay. That's usually the advice that I give to people that are making this caramel, is just keep the water level above the top of the cans. Try to just keep it at that 3/4 inch to an inch amount. So I'm also going to need to do some dishes real quick, because we're doing a lot of running this morning, but you know how it is sometimes. Sometimes you don't really have the choice to do everything you want to. I'll probably do the dishes later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But that's all fine and dandy. Also, with this caramel, if you do have mason jars, once it's cooled, you can put it in those mason jars for saving it later. It'll last a little longer than if you just leave it in the cans. So that's always my recommendation, is have some mason jars on hand. So Daily Geek, that's fair. Hi, so yeah, I can kind of give you a little bit of context. This is, we are making a cake, but I'm doing a little bit of stuff as well, like making the caramel sauce that's going to go on top, again, just using condensed milk, but we're also going to be making a cake. This is my first actual, like, cooking video, So, yeah. What's the flavor of the cake? It is a fudge cake. It's actually based on the Linda's fudge cake from the Cheesecake Factory. That is the basis. However, it is also kind of taking some inspiration from a Black Forest cake, and is going to have it's going to soak the cake in cherry syrup, as well as having some cherries mixed throughout. Also, you may occasionally hear and or see my cat. My cat is very nosy and likes being on camera. So, yeah, you may or may not see my cat. Here, I'll show off my cat real quick. I'll have to wash my hands after, but, oh, hello you. This is S'mores. That was her name when we got her. We got her from a shelter. We got her actually pretty recently as well. Within the last month or so, month and a half maybe. She is so precious. I love her so much. Although she is very loud and wants attention at all times. Let me go ahead. I will be off camera for a second. I need to grab coffee. Okay. Because something I really like to have with my cake is coffee. And recently... That pot's a bit temperamental, so I gotta mess with it occasionally. So yeah, 3 hours. Let me set a quick timer, which is going to take a second because this stove is very temperamental. There we go. Okay. Also, my setup is a little jank, so please excuse that. I'm very new to the whole cooking content thing. Normally I do gaming content and Dungeons and Dragons, so this is a little weird, but we will get there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our, this is a cold brew maker. It was about $20 at Giant Eagle, so not bad all in all. Because honestly, I like an iced coffee, but I don't want to go spend like $5, $6, $7 for an iced coffee at some chain place, and I don't like Starbucks. So I just make my own cold brew and make my own coffees at home. Because honestly, don't get me wrong, there are some really good coffee shops in the town I live in. One down by the college I go to, and it's really good. Like, the lady's super nice. It's a local place, but like, that's still like $5, $6, $7 I could spend on literally anything else. All right, there we go. Okay, so we got our coffee in there, and then all we do is put water over top. Yeah, which I need to do these dishes. I'm gonna do them real quick. I know, so unprofessional, but bear with me. This is gonna be a multi-hour stream, by the way, not just because of this, but also because the cake is gonna take many hours by itself. Let me go ahead and get the iced coffee ready. Oh shit. Water was on too high. There we go. We'll let that go while we work on other things. This thing, let's give it a... We're actually going to be cooking on this, so let's go ahead and give it a wipe off. And again, we aren't just making cake today. I'm also prepping the food for our dinner party we're having later. I call it a dinner party, but really, well, they have a couple friends over. And you know what? I guess I'm cooking for you guys too, since you're here. You are honorary guests to tonight's dinner party. Although you won't be here to eat it, you will be here to observe, I suppose. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. All right, let's do this. And also, I was debating. I'm not gonna do it because that's one extra thing on my plate. But I was debating, in case there's somebody who doesn't like the cake, making mini apple pies. But you know, that's an extra thing I gotta do that I don't feel like doing. So I'm probably not gonna do that. Where'd the lid go? I had my iced coffee made and I don't know where the lid for the thing is. Oh, there it is. It fell in the sink. No. The rinse off. Ah, shit. Got splashed by water. That is not what I signed up for. Alright, so that is our iced coffee, and then that just goes ahead and sits in the fridge for as long as we need until we drink it. Let me give this thing a quick second wipe off. Mainly what's on here is oil, which I'm going to be cooking on it tonight with some oil, so I'm not really, well, oil and grease, because we're having Italian sausage, so I'm not super worried about it. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get our cake batter mixed. I have a big bowl right here. Let me get my recipe up. Now this recipe is not necessarily mine. Oh, and apple pie. Yeah, I actually, so for Memorial Day, I live in the United States, and for Memorial Day, I made my family, and I'd never made an apple pie before, but I made an apple pie for the first time, and it was my own crust, my own filling. I made it all from scratch, and it was one of the best apple pies I've ever had. Not to toot my own horn, but you know, a toot. You know, I gotta do it. It was very good. I also made a pecan pie for Father's Day. It's my father's favorite pie. And I'd never made one of those before either. And my dad said it was almost as good as his favorite pecan pie. So also, pretty happy about that. Now I am going to take a shortcut because one of the things that it actually says to add to the cake batter is boiled water, which is interesting to me because I've never heard about that, of adding boiled water to a cake batter, but we're going to do it. And the shortcut we're going to take is we're going to use an electric kettle because ain't nobody got time for it to wait for it to boil on the stove. Let's be real. Life's too short to wait for boiled water on the stove. So we're going to use this son bitch. By the way, I do swear a bit. I'm sorry. Not sorry. But like, yeah, also thank you for the compliment I saw in the chat there. I hope I am as good of a baker as I feel I am. I've gotten lots of compliments from people about it, but at the same time I have imposter syndrome. So, you know, it doesn't matter how good someone says something is, I constantly kind of feel like it's absolutely horrendous. So, you know, I mean, hey, I appreciate it. Let me move shit out of the way. Also, at some point, I will have an actual, like, full-on setup in here for recording, because I want to do more cooking content. But, for now, I'm just using my phone. So, yeah. Baked goods with a twist, no one can copy that. That's true. That's true. I'm not using I'm using half of a recipe and winging the rest. So, you know what? That's fair. Fair and valid. Also, you know, some of it's yeah, exactly. Hydrate. Oh no. Where oh shit. Here, give me a second. I will hydrate in a second and let this overflow a little bit. You're gonna notice I'm a whirlwind in the kitchen. I get distracted super easily, but I have like a sixth sense where I can catch things right before they overfill. You know what? I know it's not water, but close enough. And no, those iced coffees are not both mine. My boyfriend just isn't in here right now, so one of those is, I think, his. Ooh. I am so sorry. If I could mute, I would have, but I literally can't. Okay. Distraction's over. Let me. Thank you. I appreciate you for the bless. Okay, so what am I doing here first? Because I have like my own document with my recipe in it. I gotta blow my nose. Fuck. I need a spoon or something to test the level of the water. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Because as long as the water doesn't get below the... Because if the water gets below the top of the caramel, it'll just explode. So, like, as long as that doesn't happen, we're fine. You know, I may have made a slight error. So actually, let me correct my error so that you don't make the same mistake I did. You want to bring it... That is not what I need the metal one. You want to bring it to a boil before putting the cans in. I misunderstood the instructions. Not a huge mistake, but like, and it's not going to cause a catastrophe. But you still want to follow the instructions as closely as you can. So we're going to bring that to a boil first. Also, apologies, one moment. Again, fucking allergies right now. It's all the pollen in the air. Ah, God. Oh, I hate pollen. I hate summer. It's hot. There's fucking pollen everywhere. I'm an asthmatic, so like, my lungs hate me. Okay. Let me get my flour, sugar, and stuff. Alright. So we got our flour, we got our sugar, we got our cornstarch, which I think I need. Fall and winter seasons, people rise. Yes, literally though. Literally. Okay, so let me read the instructions real quick again. Flour, sugar, cocoa powder is right here. We're going to empty this one first. Baking soda and baking powder, which, by the way, there is a difference. A lot of people forget that there's a difference between baking soda and baking powder, but there is. And it does pay to know the difference. And what does it pay? Not much. But it is good to know. Oh, there it is. Ooh, I also, and maybe I'll make this, maybe I'll stream it next time I make it. This is unrelated to the cake. I made an apple and jalapeno jam recently, and this is a 28-ounce mason jar, and it's filled up all the way to the top. So maybe next time I'll make it. I'll go ahead and I'll make it on camera. It's literally just like Granny Smith apples, some apple cider vinegar, ton of sugar, some nice like fall spices, and jalapenos. And it is a really, really good thing on a turkey sandwich. On a turkey sandwich with some avocado. It is so good. I love it. Alright, anyway, I need salt, which we have here. Eggs, we got the milk there. I'll grab the eggs in a sec. Vegetable oil, I just gotta get the whole thing of it out of the pantry. Okay, we got oil, vanilla I got out here, the boiling water we got there. And then I do have to make a chocolate ganache, but I will make that in a moment. I'll make that once the cake is baking. Yeah. So eggs, I need 2 of those. I hope I have enough. I think I did. Thought I made sure I did. There they are. 2 eggy. We love our eggy, don't we? Eggy is good, unless you don't like eggy, in which case that's fair. But like without it in baking recipes, nothing will hold together. Okay, and actually I'm surprised, this is a butterless recipe. I guess I could replace the oil with butter, but I want to follow the instructions. We're gonna follow the instructions this time. S'mores. Get out of the bag. God, I love her. I love her to death. God, she gets in everything. Okay, that's boiling. We're good. Alright, so we got our measure. S'mores going. I don't even have to spray her. She knows. She knows she shouldn't. So flour, sugar, cocoa, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Cool. Most, if not all, of the dries. Why did I need the cornstarch? I genuinely don't know why I needed the cornstarch. I don't think I do. I had it already, so it's not a big deal. Okay, a half cup. And then a quarter cup. That's a third cup. Oh no, that fell off. Or nor. Not good. Okay. And that fell in there. Alright, there we go. That's in there too. We're gonna have a fucking mess over here by the time we're done. But you know what? That's what we have cleanup tools for. Making you hungry for a good cake. We were talking about Cornelius Cornwall. Yeah? Hello, Cornelius Cornwall. I love the name. Half a teaspoon. Okay, alright. Please. Cornelius Cornwall. That is a name. I love it. Speaking of corn, yeah, I think I'm thinking of something else when I said that I thought I needed the cornstarch. I don't know what I'm on, but it's something. Hello.
Question.
What's your question?
Stop yelling. I have two questions.
Yes, what is your question?
First of all, you're a history nerd, and I've got a question.
I'm a history nerd. By the way, this is Connor. You've seen Connor. If you've been on our streams before, this is Connor. Yes, what is your question with history stuff?
Why did Ohio, specifically Ohio, have so many malls open up?
Oh, that's not the kind of history I know. I don't know local history. I know, like, American history and, like...
Well, it's kind of part of American history, so I wasn't
yeah,
sure.
but, like, it's very obscure. Why did Ohio have so many malls pop up?
Listen, you tend to know some really weird, obscure things.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm
I
asking.
don't know that one.
Fair enough. I have another question.
Yes, what is your question?
It's a little past lunch by a couple hours, and we haven't eaten anything.
No, that's true. Haven't eaten anything today, although that's mostly my fault. I got hair in my mouth. Get out. No. God, long hair, I'm getting used to it. But yeah, no, I don't.
So my other question is, what are we going to do about food?
What are we going to do about food?
Yeah.
I mean, I could make us grilled cheese on the panini press.
I would like that.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you help with dishes?
Yes.
Thank you. Because we talked about doing it before I started this, and then we had to go do our clothes, our laundry for the week.
Which isn't done.
Well, the laundry for the week, I mean. So, yeah, if you could help with that, I'd much appreciate it, so I can keep working on the cake.
Could I just ask?
Yes.
Put this away wherever it goes.
Oh, it goes up with the other Tupperware and stuff. Also, if you hear a big boom and I don't react, it's probably the caramel. It's not in there yet, but you know, once it is. I love having all the little sound alerts things. They're great. We have some new people.
Really?
Well, hold on. Maybe. I'm trying to remember if these. Oh my god! I'm sorry if you have been here before this stream and I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I've streamed like this, so I am sorry if you have been here before this stream and I'm forgetting. No disrespect. I'm just forgetful with everything. Literally everything. I need the whisk attachment. Where is it? Yes. No. disk attachment to what? Oh, it's right here. I'm blind. God. How am I so blind? Oh, Ghost. Oh my God, no, you're right. Oh my God, I totally forgot that that was your name on here. Yeah, Ghost. Yeah. You know, I forgot that was your name on here. I'm so used to Ghost and or Wick. Those are the two names that I know. Ow, fucking foot. Ow.
What do you do?
I stubbed my heel somehow? Yeah, don't ask. I somehow stubbed my heel. Not even my toe.
You know, I did that earlier, funny enough.
Don't forget my water. You're right. You know, here, do me a favor. How hot's that water?
Pretty fucking hot right now.
Put it. Listen, it might be hot, but it's water. Oh, that's not very hot at all. That's actually like perfect tea temperature.
Good for you, I guess?
Yeah, no, that's like perfect tea. I could put a tea bag in there and make me tea right now. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna have some sweet tea. Oh, this is a, never mind, that's a really big fucking tea bag. That's like enough for a gallon. I'm okay.
You have to cold brew. Well,
Yeah, but that's meant to go in cold, and this is warm. Nah. I mean, maybe you can use the cold brew. Like, did I put all of them? Oh, I didn't put the sugar in
We
there.
also have the special tea bags.
Oh, who is other person? This is Connor, my boyfriend.
Hi.
Yeah, this is my boyfriend, Connor. What was I doing? Cocoa powder. Say again what you said?
You can always use some of those special ones that we have that have like the special flavors.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now, though. I'm alright. Hi, s'mores. Okay, so that's about a quarter. Also, when I cook, you're all gonna notice that I'm very, like, not super accurate with all my measurements. Like, I'm looking at this, and it's like, that's about a quart. Yeah, we're just gonna dump the rest. Like, I'm not super specific with anything. And you know, everything always turns out great, so I'm doing something right. Plus, that's a little more chocolate flavor. I'm gonna just toss this in there. It'll need to percolate down, but I just wanted to do that before it's solidified. Okay.
Now the sink smells like chocolate.
Of course the sink smells like chocolate. That was cocoa powder. Hey, you want to eat some?
No.
You ever eaten straight baking cocoa?
No, and I don't want to.
It's very bitter.
I've heard.
Yeah. I was still going to let you do it, though, if you didn't know.
Wow.
What? Listen, I fuck with you. It's because I love you.
And then look too.
That's the entire reason I fuck with you. But I fuck with you in a nice way, like making you eat cocoa powder.
Is that nice?
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
What do you guys think? What do you think, chat? You think it's nice? Tricking someone into eating a whole thing of cocoa powder? Since they don't know how disgusting it is? I think it's hilarious, personally. I'd do it to anybody. All my best friends. Right, mix all this together. Which there are some people who are like, oh, why would I mix together the dry ingredients before putting the wet ingredients in? And okay, and the main reason is because then it becomes all like a really cohesive. It comes together nicer. If you don't do that, then it doesn't come together good. There are reasons. So because it's right makes it easier. Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, if it's what you think, that's fair. That's fair. But like, it just, I don't know. Some things you can do it with, but there are some things you just can't do it with. Sing mode, I'm not, no. This is, I'm gonna veto it. I get one veto, and I'm vetoing it.
Well, if you only get one, I'll just buy it again.
For this stream, I'm vetoing it. It's fun, but I don't feel like singing today. I'm not in that much of a sing-songy mood. Not because I'm in a bad mood, but just because, I just don't feel like it. Okay, beaten eggs. You know what? I'm gonna ask you because this is your month. Can I? Oh, cocoa powder! I just breathed it in. Oh no. Can I crack the eggs and put the shells in here until I can get it out of the trash? This needs washed anyway. Oh, excuse. Oh. Okay, rolling boil on that. So now these need to go in. So at this point, now that the water's boiling, you can put your cans in for your caramel. I do need to reset the timer though, because I need them to go for 3 hours. You can technically do them for anywhere from, oh god, what is it? You can do anywhere from like 3 to 8 hours, which I know feels like a long fucking time. But like, the longer you do it, the more rich the caramel is. I'm just gonna do it for 3 because that's what the original recipe calls for, and also, it's been a while since I've made it, so I don't want to get too experimental until I feel confident
Hats off to you.
in my abilities. Huh. Hats off to me. Where are the hats?
Most of them are up there.
Yeah. Which hat do I even have? You know what? I know which hat to use to start it off. It barely fits on my head over the hair. I need to adjust the camera. Shit. Oh, the hat's not going to stay on. Here, we're going to tilt that up a little bit so you can better see me because I'm tall. And, there. If I can get it to stay on. Here, Abby.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
There. That's what hats off to you does. It makes me change hats anytime it's used. So there we go. Okay. So eggs, milk, vanilla, and then the boiling water, which I have. How much? I have the eggs. I just didn't remember how much of vanilla. 2 teaspoons. So we're gonna eyeball this shit. Ready? 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. Well, maybe a little more. That feels right. Could you hand me that measuring cup?
Which one?
The small one that's right there. Thank you. You are great. You're amazing. How's it working?
Of course not.
But I have been commanded to do it by the powers of Twitch chat, so I shall. Alright, so 1 cup? 1 cup of milk? Yeah. Cool. 1 cup of milk, and then our 2 eggs will go right into here.
I have a question.
What is your question?
Are you gonna require the big pan for anything?
A big pan? No, because I'm going to cook the sausages on the griddle, and then I'm going to be making the fries in the big pot.
And I may end up using it and making those grilled cheese.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make the grilled cheese.
After I finish these, of course.
Of course. Alright, so at this point, now that we've got our wets put into our dries, we go ahead and mix in all of the wets into the dries. Well, almost all the wets. We still have to put the boiling water, but you do that after you have everything else in there. It said to do it on medium speed, so I'll trust it. It's probably just so that we can get air bubbles in there, air pockets. Although, I think they were using a lower power mixer because this thing is kind of beefy, you know. It's kind of beefy and a little powerful. I have been bugged. This is unfortunate. Yeah, I know you'll bug me. You always do. There. Just trying to get these last. There's a few clumps of cocoa powder. I'm trying to break up here. Honestly, it's looking like a really nice batter already. I'm actually really excited for it.
Good. Me too.
I think I might do more cooking content, to be honest, because I cook a lot anyway, so why not just turn it into content, right? The people seem to enjoy it. Okay, so there's that. I didn't get all the clumps, but I'll get it. I have to mix it some more anyway. And then how much water? Was 1 cup of boiling water. Okay, cool. So we go ahead and empty this out. I'm gonna get over there quickly, just because I need to rinse this out. Because I'm done using it. Technically, it doesn't matter because there's already raw egg in it, so it's not like I'm, if there is some raw egg in it, it's not the end of the world. Rude. What? I'm sorry. Turn it back on. Okay, so it says the batter is going to be, it's supposed to be thin, which is interesting because usually that's not the case. Okay, all right, let me look. So the lowest speed and and slowly mix in the boiling water. Okay, and then while this is baking, I'll go ahead and make the ganache, which is actually really easy because we're using Chef Mike. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Chef Mike. Chef Mike is pretty... Chef Mike is actually really, really fascinating and is in the corner behind me. He's pretty chill. Yeah, you put the hat on. Hats off to you. You're part of the stream, therefore
It don't fit me.
the rules apply to you.
I'm just gonna grab the other one. That actually fits me. 'Cause this one does.
Okay. So this has been, I mean, that's really thin, but I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna trust the recipe that they know what they're talking about. Can you do me a favor? I need the 9-inch pans out of the bottom. They're the round cake pans. Oh shit. Shit.
They need a clean real quick.
Yeah, I figured because they've been down there a hot minute. Drop this in there. Alright, there's that. Put that right there. Nope, don't fall in. Don't fall in, you motherfucker. I will kill you. I know where you live. Don't mind me cussing out my, or not cussing out, but speaking bad to my implements. Okay, so yummy. In fact, sugar is considered a wet ingredient. Really? You know, I trust you, mainly because I'm too lazy to look things up, but also, that's fascinating. That's really fascinating. What?
I was just thinking,
Thinking of what?
I don't know, some way to spin that into a really annoying joke.
You're terrible. Terrible, terrible. Ooh, I think I forgot the vegetable oil. I almost forgot an ingredient.
Don't do
So,
that.
half a cup of vegetable oil. Okay.
I don't feel like making grilled cheese.
Okay, make whatever you feel like making.
You see, I really want to finish up the tuna salad, but I know you don't like it.
I am not hungry. I can wait until later.
Okay. Then I'm just going to make myself a sandwich.
Make yourself a sandwich. It'll be tasty. Made some tuna and egg salad. Not separate things, by the way. It is not tuna and egg salad. It is tuna and egg salad.
And it's really good. You're just insane.
I just don't like egg salad or tuna salad, so mixing the two doesn't make it better.
Half of mine just squirt some of the, what's it called? Excuse, please.
I'm going to go through here a lot. ask though again.
I hate that thing.
I know the cupboard's kind of jank, but it's fine. You know, since you're going to be over there, you can reach out for me. What you need? This?
I just need one.
Then here, let's put it there. There. Yeah, because you're able to see Chad up there?
No,
No? It's on the right side?
not very well. Come on.
Awesome. Never mind then. I'll keep doing what I've been doing.
Nothing important yet. I mean, it's important, of course, because
Well,
amazing
yeah,
people watching.
Yeah.
But I cannot read that.
You cannot read it. That's okay.
It is just gibberish.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying when there's new stuff, like maybe say, oh, that's new stuff.
I'll try.
Okay, so this is done. I need to dry and then grease your pans. So this recipe calls to use 9-inch pans. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Basically you can either do 2 9-inch pans or 3 9-inch pans. It just entirely, that determines how many times you have to cut the cake. I am going to take kind of a shortcut. Normally you would, if you're doing 2 pans like I'm doing, you would cut it twice, so there are 3 pieces. Oh, that's bent. Oof. I'm not doing that. I'm basically going to be, this is bent all to hell.
What is the semi-sweet chocolate for?
Oh, that's for the ganache.
Aha.
There we go. So let's grease these bitches. I'm just gonna spray grease it. You could go through the whole process of using the butter and like butter stick and spreading it or all of that. But let's be real, we're taking shortcuts here because ain't nobody got time. Plus you can get a really good grease just with a spray. You just want to spray the hell out of it because nobody wants the cake sticking to the thing. So this has been sprayed all the hell on all sides and all places. We want a greasy dish. That's what we want. Okay. Also very greasy. So now that those have been sufficiently greased up and lubed up, we're going to go ahead and pour our batter. Yeah, she likes the bag. We're going to pour our batter into our pans and try to get it somewhat even. Now if it's not exact, that's okay. But I generally have kind of a sense for these things. I'm usually pretty good at getting things even. I do a lot of mixed drinks and I'm usually pretty decent at it. That'll be okay. Hi, S'mores. This is S'mores. You have met S'mores briefly. We love S'mores. S'mores is amazing. You crave cake now? Yes. I can imagine. It looks and smells good, and it hasn't even been baking yet. Yes. She is getting some chunk. She's getting junky. I forgot to preheat the oven. Hell yeah. Okay, that's okay. I forgot to preheat the oven, but that's something we can do right now. Something we can do real quick. So 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes, 30 to 33. So we'll go ahead and preheat the oven real quick. We'll throw those in, and then we'll get started on our ganache. But now while I wait for that to preheat, we're going to do some cleanup because I don't feel like doing it later. Hi, S'mores. What?
You got bonkers.
I got bonked. Oh, God. Everyone bonking me, I swear. It's abuse. Alright, so let's go ahead to the ganache. So we need 6 cups. Yes, you heard me right. 6 cups or 3 12-ounce packages of semi-sweet chocolate. So let's go ahead and get that.
Did I ever tell you what happened with semi-sweet chocolate in my dog?
Wait till I get over there, please. Shit, fuck. I cannot fucking hear you. What did you say?
Ever tell you the story about what happened with Shadow and semi-sweet chocolate?
No. Maybe? Tell me.
She was just a little bigger than Hazel, like she was a 10-pound dog.
Oh no.
And on top of this, semi-sweet is the worst chocolate your dog can get into.
Oh boy. That's real not good.
She ended up perfectly fine.
Okay, well that's good that she ended up fine, but still not great.
We had to give her, I don't remember what it was, but she had to drink something that made her throw up.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, Lucy really mattered before she passed. Similar thing with her, but it was, and it was semi-sweet chocolate as well, but it was specifically the snow caps chocolates. She got we had a box of them. I actually, it was kind of my fault. I put a box in my room on my desk, and it got knocked down, or it fell down, and she started just nomming on the snow cap chocolates. Next thing I know, I'm walking in there seeing her do that, and I thought I killed her, because all I know about dogs and chocolate is that it can kill them. I'm a young kid at the time. I'm like, oh my god, dog ate chocolate, dog is gonna die. And I mean, I was mortified.
I mean, I was too. It was not my fault though. It was actually my dad's.
Yeah.
Because he used to buy like these bags, and he'd snack on them.
And it's good, they're good. You can eat a couple.
Just give me like one.
You keep looking at them. Here, I'm gonna grab a few. Semi-sweet chocolate's a nice little snack. Not a good for you snack, but a good snack. Oh yeah, I should probably tell you guys what I'm doing. So you mix the chocolate with whipping cream. They only had heavy whipping cream. I hope that's okay. And then you microwave it for a couple minutes. Basically just getting it to the point where it's very fudgy and able to be mixed together. So there's 2 cups, and here is our 3rd cup.
Well, your special guest is leaving. I'm gonna go finish mine.
Say again?
I'm leaving.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go finish the clothes.
Well, Connor is leaving us. Connor is abandoning us.
I'll be back.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Ouch.
Alright, so I'm also, this is not part of the recipe, but I'm going to be making my own whipped cream so that I can pipe it across points on cake. And it will be delicious. So 2 minutes in the microwave, that's going to get all jammy, I don't know if that's the right word, get melty. It's going to get delicious. That's what it's going to get. And it's going to get good. Okay, let that dry for a minute because I'll need it in a sec for the whipped cream. Alright, let's, one moment. Ooh, no, we're good. Alright, again, I'm all over the place in the kitchen, don't mind me. I'm reading something here. Okay, so the butter will add in slowly. There we go. Kind of wiping things down as we go here. So at this point, there's not really much else to do until the cakes are baked. But we are gonna stay on stream, I'll chat a bit. I'm gonna prep some stuff for the actual dinner, that includes the onions and whatnot. Now for this, we need 4.5 tablespoons of this. So about there, let me get a butter knife. Fix our drawer while I'm at it, because it's jammed. There we go. jank, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and do this. 4.5. Ooh, I gotta sneeze. Again, it's them damn allergies, I tell you. Also, that is done. I need another half a minute. Let me see how it's mixing, and I'll determine if it needs another half a minute. Oh, what do I want to use? Use this. Use this nice little thing here. Seems good. Although, I do think it needs another, minute, and the reason I say that, despite the fact that the instructions say differently, is because it's got this thing has to be enough to melt the butter, so that it can mix in nice, and it's not going to be enough to melt the butter. Nope, not 2 minutes, oops. Clear 1 minute, there we go. Alright, yeah, because it needs to be enough to melt the butter, even though the butter's going to be cut up into smaller bits, which is actually what I'm doing now. Shit. Still needs to be. Go. Go. Good enough. Good enough. And then that'll all get added along with about 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in real quick, and then they'll go for again about 30 to 33 minutes. Put them next to each other so they get as evenly baked as possible. Because if you put one in the back, one in the front, those are gonna bake differently. There we go, and then once that hits about 2 hours on the caramel, that'll be done. That's actually steaming a little bit now. It feels a little warm because it was cold before. Okay. Stir the butter in. Put that there, I suppose. And then go ahead and eyeball about 3 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. And if it's a little extra, that's okay. Because really, vanilla's good. Alright, let's get this all mixed up here. And it should become a really nice fudgy consistency. It's just going to take a second of mixing. While I'm mixing out. Alright, well thank you for joining for a little bit. And nibble on some food. That is also a good idea. Nibbling on food is good, especially when watching cooking videos because you get hungry. It all sounds good. Put this over here. Well, trying to get all that shit down in there. Fuck. This on here. There we go. Oh yeah, that's going a lot better. I was trying to do it by hand, and honestly you can, but it's a lot better like this. So I can make my own desserts. I mean, honestly, it's really nice. Okay, you know what I'll do at one point? I will make I'll do a stream and I'll let you know when I'm doing it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Of me making my own pie dough. There's a recipe for pie dough that I have that one is really, really basic. It's really, really good. Super simple to make. But also one of my favorite things that I've made. If you've ever been to a restaurant and had fried ice cream, fried ice cream's great. I made something that tasted a lot like fried ice cream and had no ice cream in it. I took some leftover pie dough. I had just made my pecan pie, and you haven't had fried ice cream? Okay, that's fair. You don't need to know what it is. It is kind of what it sounds like. It's usually ice cream that has some sort of breading on it that is fried. Some places use like cornflakes. I've had a place before that used Cinnamon Toast Crunch as well. And it then has like chocolate drizzle, sometimes like a strawberry drizzle on it. It's very good. You can get it at a lot of like Mexican restaurants. Specifically, there's a place around here that has it, but you're not around here, so wouldn't. If I told you what it was, it wouldn't matter. But anyway, you can make this pie dough. You line the bottom of a ramekin with the pie dough, or some oven-safe container. I put some strawberries that had been soaking with some sugar, and then crushed up a bit in a mortar and pestle. Put that in the bottom of the ramekins, and then some vanilla wafers crushed up on top with some whipped cream and chocolate sauce. It sounds like a lot, but trust me, it is one of the simplest desserts that I've ever made. Well, that's a lie. There are definitely easier desserts. You could just scoop some ice cream into a thing and eat that. That's a dessert, and it's simpler. But it is a simple dessert where you make everything, generally everything from scratch. I didn't make my own whipped cream in that instance, but I could. Actually, speaking of which, that is actually what I'm going to show you to do now. And you're probably like, whoa, whipped cream, that sounds super complicated. You literally take heavy whipping cream and you whip it with a whisk. You can do it by hand. I've done it by hand. It takes like 9 minutes of whisking, but you can do it. Or you can use an electric mixer and do it in like 3 minutes. So, I mean, hey, the difficulty level it changes. Yeah. For sure. I mean, honestly, I want to do more cooking content, so like, and these are going to get posted on YouTube as well, so they will be up forever, as long as YouTube's around. So if you ever are like, how was that done? You can go watch the video. I know I'm not great about giving measurements and things. I want to get better at doing that, and maybe I'll just start putting the recipes in the descriptions. Maybe that's what I'll probably end up doing. But like, I want to do more cooking content, and I want to teach people how to cook from the point of view of me. I cook a good amount, but I have no professional training except for a young chef's academy I went to when I was like 10. And I'm going to be real with you, Chiefs, that doesn't really count as professional experience. I was young. It was it taught me very basic stuff. So I wanna teach people how to cook from the perspective of someone who doesn't cook a lot. Okay, so this is gonna go in the fridge. Somewhere. Where? I don't have a lot of room in the fridge right now. Let's move our applesauce. Move that. What about you? There we go. Put that in there. And the applesauce can go. What about you? Are you still good? July 24th? Yeah, okay. So we got a little extra. Sorry, hair in my mouth again. I'm still getting used to the idea of long hair. I like it, but I'm still getting used to it. Okay, so there we go. We're going to put some of that in there. Throw those away. Those were both partial things with heavy whipping cream from past things. Little bit of vanilla. And then all you're going to do at this point is whip it with a whisk. Because all whipped cream is literally just, you are whipping like air into the cream, and eventually it becomes a thicker consistency. You just have to be a little careful, because if you do it for too long, then what will end up happening is you'll end up with butter, which is not what you want. Although, that is, if you are wanting butter, just whip heavy whipping cream, add a little bit of salt if you want salted butter, don't if you don't, and you'll end up with butter. Is it like a cream brand? No, no, literally, like so for example, that I just used was Great Value. I just went to Walmart, got Great Value brand heavy whipping cream. It comes in the red cartons, like you saw. And then I'm putting it in here. I put a little bit of vanilla because I want a little bit of vanilla flavor, but you could also add chocolate, you could add coffee, you could add really any flavor or none. I would recommend, and I'm going to do it myself real quick before I forget, adding a little bit of sugar. Because if you don't add sugar, then you will end up with unsweetened whipped cream. But yeah, here, I'll grab the carton so you can see it again. Because again, if you're making your own caramel like I'm doing, just gotta keep adding water so that it doesn't explode. But yeah, let me grab the curtain again real quick. Okay. Yeah, it's literally just, I'll kind of put it a little closer. It's Great Value, heavy whipping cream, and then you just throw it in the bowl and whip it for a bit. Putting that on my pancakes, honestly. Now, the cream, you can use it by itself for a variety of things. But yeah, I mean, if you just mix your own whipped cream, you can do so much with it. I mean, whipped cream is just a thing you can do so much with. And making it yourself, I don't know if it's cheaper to make it yourself, but I like making it myself, I'm gonna be honest. It does take time though, like basically I'm tilting the bowl a little bit and just keeping the whisk in there at a slight angle, and then I just kind of wait. I'm doing it on the lowest setting. You could technically turn it up, but I'm not going to. Also, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. There we go. Because we want it to be a sweetened whipped cream, it's going to have a little bit of vanilla flavor in it. Vanilla being vanilla. And then yeah, just keep whipping it for a bit. This is going to be my life for the next like 3 minutes or so. So yeah. So how about that airline food? No, I'm kidding. I'm terrible at filling silence with anything if there's nothing to really talk about. It's literally just we dance. And also, you will know when your whipped cream is done, regardless of what kind you're making, what flavor you're making, you will know it is done when stiff peaks form, which you'll see that written everywhere. What does stiff peaks mean? What does that look like? I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, of course. But stiff peaks basically just means when you pull the whisk away, it's sticking to it and making almost like a spear. You'll kind of see. I'm describing it poorly, but basically, when it is thick enough that it doesn't just slide off or fall off your whisk, and it actually sticks to it, that is what stiff peaks are. I never knew that, so that's why I'm saying that, because I didn't know that until very recently, that that's what that means. I'm going to turn up the whisk a little bit. You don't want cream flying everywhere, so if cream starts flying everywhere, turn the whisk down. But I am going to turn it up a little bit. Also, you don't really need to even move the whisk at all, because if you do it correctly, have it at a slight angle like this, the cream will just cycle around your rolls all by itself. You literally just have to sit here and hold it. I'm gonna there we go. That fits the thing. And keep in mind when you are making it, put less cream than you're wanting whipped cream, because it is gonna, it's adding air into it. That's how it makes whipped cream, and so it's going to puff up. So if you add exactly the amount you're wanting for whipped cream, like if you are wanting 3 cups of whipped cream, add a little less cream into the bowl. That way you don't end up making like, because you'll put 3 cups of cream into the bowl wanting 3 cups of whipped cream, and you're gonna end up with like 5 cups of whipped cream. That's not an exact conversion, so don't quote me on that exact number, but just kind of, you know, keep that in mind. Let me turn this off and check it. Okay, so it's pretty puffed up, a lot's happened, but you can still see that it's not really sticking to the whisk at all. It's starting to, but it's not really sticking anymore, or at all. So, you know, you kind of just gotta get back into it. Now, if you have a stand mixer at home, you can totally use a stand mixer, and that's perfectly fine. The stand mixer will do the job just fine. But I don't have one, so that's okay. We have a hand mixer, and at least I'm not doing this by hand with a whisk anymore. Because when I first made my first cheesecake, it was a tiramisu cheesecake. It was absolutely delicious. But when I made it, it was, I had to do the whipped cream part by hand, which was very annoying. 8 minutes of whisking straight is tiring, and I'm not a fan, personally. Alright, let's give it a check. Still not done yet. I'm going to turn it up to oh yeah, it's starting to thicken up now. Oh, she getting thick. She getting a bit thick. Not quite done yet, but I can tell it's starting to get to that point. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's do you see how it's starting to stick? I mean, I don't know how well you can see on camera, but it's starting to kind of like stick to the end there. That's what you want to see. You want to keep going, but we're getting close. We're getting close. You can also tell when it's getting close because you'll start to see that it's folding, like in the bowl as you're whisking. You'll start to see that it's almost forming ribbons and folding over itself instead of just being stirred around at like a liquid. That's kind of how you can tell. Now it will set a little more once it sits in the refrigerator for a minute, but I also want it to just be ready right out the bowl. And that, I'm going to do it for a second longer, but that is what we're looking for. And I'll show it off again here in a second. It's almost done. It's like right on the cusp. Oh yeah. And I'm going to try to kind of show what I mean. I know the lighting is absolutely horrendous, but it's kind of folding over itself in the bowl. I don't know how well that shows up because it's a white bowl and wet whipped cream, but like it's starting to kind of fold over itself. All right, let's give it a check. Oh, that's perfect. See how it barely drips at all? Like it does if you shake it, but like, and let's give it a taste. That's whipped cream. That right there is whipped cream. I could have added a little more sugar. It's too late now, but I could have in hindsight. However, to be entirely honest with you, we've got a sweet chocolate ganache, we've got the sweet cake, it's going to have some chocolate shaved on top, and the maraschino cherries. I think it's going to be sweet enough. That's honestly perfect. If I'd added no sugar, it would have just tasted like you're eating heavy whipping cream that has been whipped. Now it tastes more like a traditional sweet whipped cream. Now maraschino cherries, you don't need to go expensive. And to be honest, with most of the ingredients that I'm using here, I am going for the cheapest brand. Maraschino cherries are generally, for those of you that aren't familiar by them by name, if you've ever had a milkshake, you've probably had a maraschino cherry. Maraschino cherries are the cherries that are put on top of a milkshake. A lot of ice cream sundaes, they go on that. They also go into a lot of cocktails. There's a lot of cocktails that would use maraschino cherries or the juice in it. Now, this recipe, again, we're mixing two cakes here. We are mixing the Linda's chocolate cake recipe from the Cheesecake Factory. We're mixing that with a Black Forest cake recipe that I found online. Black Forest cake, again, being a cake that generally has cherries, sort of a white whipped cream icing, along with a chocolate cake. That's generally what a Black Forest cake is. This is a little different. So give me just a moment here while I double check a thing. So let's actually first off get the juice separated from the cherries and get the cherries cut up. Go ahead and use this. So yeah, juice separate from the cherries. You can do that real easy. Just, take this and go, kind of crack it open and pour out all that juice into there. Because literally all we're going to do is bake the cakes, cut the cakes each in half, and then just brush some of the cherry syrup all over those cakes until it soaks in nice and beautifully. Now, something we are going to be doing is taking just our hands or some other implement, and we are going to be kind of scraping off the top layer, because you know how when you bake a cake or brownies or anything, the layers on the outside tend to be smooth and shiny almost. We are going to be taking off that top layer, because if we don't, the liquid won't soak into the cake as much. And that is something we want. We want the liquid from the cherry syrup to soak really beautifully into the cake, and it's not going to do it as well unless we take off the outer layer. Yeah, so there we go. Let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm actually going to cheat. I'm going to cheat a little bit. You're probably wondering, how are you going to cheat? I could cut these up by hand, or I could use a food processor and just chop them up a little bit. Making my mouth water from the delights of cakes. Well, hey, if we ever get the chance to meet up in person, I will make you a cake. That is my promise to you. If I ever get the chance, I will make you a cake. Whatever your favorite cake is, I will try it. And that is just because, one, I love baking, and two, I think it'd be fun. I think it'll be fun. I really do enjoy baking, and I'm going to be honest, if I could just wake up tomorrow and be doing any job, I would probably be a baker. I'm not going to lie. I would probably be a baker. The problem is starting up your own bakery is really hard, and I don't really want to work under anyone else. I want to be my own boss. But starting up a bakery is really hard. I know exactly what it would be to. It wouldn't just be a bakery. What I would do, if I could have any job, is I would wake up and I would have a bakery on one side, and then there'd be a door in the middle, and you'd go through, and it would be a bookstore / library. It'd be like a bookstore, but you can sit down and read. You can have your baked goods. You can. We would have coffee as well. It would be like this really nice place, and it would be called the Quiet Bakery. It would be, it would be a really nice place, and maybe someday. But the problem is, I know nothing about starting a business. Literally nothing about owning or starting a business. And truthfully, the city I live in, businesses die. This is the city that businesses go to die. But I also don't want to move away because my parents are here, and as are literally everything else. So I don't even know where I would go. It's a business graveyard, basically. There have been some good places around here, and they just don't last. That's kind of why there is a coffee shop that's here with a really nice lady who owns it, and I'm crossing my fingers that they stay open because she's so nice. She remembers everyone who goes in. She's so kind. Okay, so let me get a bowl to put these in. Oh, I can kind of smell the cake. Yeah, I can smell that cake. Okay, so I'm not chopping these up super fine. I can kind of show you, just chopping them up to the point where they're really, really fine, and or they're not really fine, but they are chopped. They're more chopped than I would have done with a knife. I don't know what I use this for, but it's all going to the same place. Honestly, maraschino cherries look like candy to me. Yeah, honestly, that's the vibe I go into a shop for too, and that's why I keep going back, is because it's just such a welcome atmosphere. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I decided that I was transitioning from male to female, I went in there one day. I just randomly decided one day I wanted a coffee from there, and it was one of the first places that I went out in public to. And I didn't know how this lady viewed those things. I didn't know if she would judge me. She didn't say anything. But then later on, Connor went back and was talking about how, like, you know, the lady kind of brought up, like, was that them? Like, because didn't even recognize me. Because, like, right now, I mean, looking at me right now, you can tell who I am. I don't have my makeup done up, but if I take the time to do my makeup, it can be a full transformation. And that day I did. You know, the problem that I have with the whole trans thing is, and it's not a problem with it inherently or a problem with anything other than my mentality of it, is the fact that I am somebody personally, I accept everybody. I don't care what walk of life you're from, what your history is, who you are, as long as you have not done anything abominable. If you are a horrible human being, of course I'm gonna judge you. But if you're a decent person, and you're from literally any walk of life, I'm going to accept it with open arms. The problem is, I assume everyone else is that way too. That's my problem, is that I assume that everybody else is the same way. When the reality of the world, sadly, is that's not the case. Not everybody is as accepting as I am. And so, when it comes down to it, I go out, I've started, you know, my parents, they found out about the transition and everything almost immediately. Where for some people, they would wait a long time, and it's just because in the back of my brain, despite how nervous I am, I have a feeling that they will accept me. And I was correct. They were a little shocked, and they were like, we never would have guessed this, but we accept you. And that's good, and I'm happy about that. But when it comes to going out literally anywhere else, like for example, I went into this coffee shop, I got that coffee that day, and I got one for Connor and took it to Connor's work. Well, I'm not going to say where Connor worked, but like at, you know, I went in there and I just kind of, in the back of my brain, I'm like, yes, people might look at me, but they'll accept me. When, again, the reality of that isn't always true. It's not always true that that's the case. And it's tough, you know, it's kind of tough when you are the accepting person and you want everyone else to be, but it's not true. Like, I'll be honest, even our D&D group, I'm happy that they've all been accepting and no one said anything to the contrary, but there was a part of me in the back of my brain that was like, there's going to be someone that doesn't, and there's going to be someone that drops. I was fully expecting it, but then I kind of also was just like, but they wouldn't do that because they would accept it, which is good, and I'm glad that everyone did. You know, it's I don't know. My mentality with all of it's weird. Yeah. Some people come around and some don't. No, I agree with that. And that is just the reality of the world. Some people will come around to it, some people won't. But at the end of the day, if there are people that don't come around to it, I didn't really need them anyway. Because honestly, as long as I'm happy, I don't care. That's why, like, if somebody has dead named me or something, I haven't corrected them. Ever. Because as long as I am happy in myself and who I am, I don't care if you say the wrong name or say anything like that, because to me, a name is a name. A name is not who I am. A name is just a thing that we impose on ourselves so that we can differentiate each other. In a perfect world, would everybody use the name everyone prefers? Yeah, of course. But, like, I'm not going to get mad about it. And I'll be honest, there are a lot of trans people that get really angry if you say the wrong thing. I am not one of those people. Because I would rather not live with anger. Alright, so it's been about 30 minutes. Back to Kate. Back to bacon. It's been about 30 minutes, and it's time to check the cake. Okay, so toothpick did not come out clean, so we're going to let it go for another few minutes. Go for another 5 or so. Let the cake go for another 5, and then we'll be good to go. I think the only thing really to do now is I'm going to go ahead and chop up this onion. Now, I actually have a really special tool, a mystery mouse tool, you could say, for onions. And that would be this little thing here. It's literally just a vegetable chopper. You can do it for other kinds of vegetables as well, but onion is probably the one you use for most. I'll show you how it works. It's a bit loud, and not loud because it's electric. It's not. It's just loud because we go chop, and chop is loud. So you get a knife, and a cutting board. So yeah, the vegetable chopper, you can get one of these for a couple bucks at Walmart. It's not bad. You can also get it other places. That's just where I got mine. So I'm going to cut off the top of the onion. And you're probably noticing I'm cutting before I'm peeling. That's because it makes it easier to peel when you cut off the top and bottom, because you have nothing holding the skin on anymore, and then at that point, it literally just falls away. For me, that feels like a no-brainer, but there are a lot of people that don't know that trick. Like I worked with a few people who didn't know that. They tried peeling it with the top and bottom still on, and just struggled. And they're like, God, I hate how long it takes to peel an onion. But like, look at how quick that was, just cutting a little bit of the onion. Are you wasting a little bit of the onion? Yes. But really, the amount that you're wasting is so negligible compared to the amount of time that you're saving. And speaking of saving time, that's also why I like the vegetable chopper. Because it saves so much time. So yeah, at this point, what I like to do now, technically, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the way that you can cut onion with a vegetable chopper, and the way to cut it without. So this half will be in the chopper. This half will be without. So, first of all, onion, gonna make me cry. Oh no, but it's okay. Trying to recall. So what I like to do, because I'm dicing the onion, is just kind of give it a little bit of a cut through there, and just kind of long ways like this. I'm probably going to do one more. Now the chopper is going to do it a little finer, it's going to do it a little more uniform, but there you go. So we got it like that, and then at that point, you just go through with your knife. I've already goofed it up, but it's okay. I'll kind of just show you what you end up with. Again, not very uniform, but you can end up with pieces about like that. Drop the onion. About like that, pretty small, but pretty uniform all in all across the board. I'm probably just going to use the chopper for sake of time, because I do have a few other things to prep. Now for the chopper, what you do is you just chop a big old hunk, and then you push it through. There we go. Oh yeah, no, the juices of when you fry up some onions. I actually do that usually, but tonight I'm feeling like raw onion personally. When it comes to like hot dogs and hamburgers and things, sausages like we're having tonight, I'm a big fan of just raw onion. I like the crunch, I like the flavor, but I do also really like frying up some onions, like that, caramelizing some onions. It's really, really delightful. Now this onion, I kind of this half of the onion I did kind of mutilate before putting it in here. So I'm kind of having to do it piece by piece. You'll see if you do it just with the intention of using this right off the bat, like I'll do with this other half, it's less about just piling it in. It's a little more simple. I will say my eyes are starting to water because, you know, cutting onions. Who's cutting onions in here? It's me. I'm cutting onions in here. Although with the chopper, it actually does cut down on the tears a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to half this again. So basically I halved it one way, halving it another way, and then I usually cut it into thirds. But this is a big onion. With smaller onions, you might not need to cut it into thirds. But like I do with this one because it's, you know, a big onion. Now, we're not going to eat all this onion tonight. However, something we do have, and you can actually buy one really cheap online, is a vacuum sealer. Because, honestly, food goes bad really fast. We have a basement apartment. There's a lot of humidity, a lot of moisture in the air. And so, your vegetables and stuff will mold really quickly. So if you use a vacuum sealer, it seals it away from all of the moisture. Okay. So there we go. Alright, let's wash my hands. I got onion all in my hands. Alright. Taking mental notes. Yeah, honestly, take some mental notes, you know. That is what I'm here for. I'm here to teach. I'm here to educate. I do have a teaching degree, not that I want to flex it off. No, I've never taught. I've never been a teacher. But I have a degree. For what little that means. But yeah, I mean, if you can kind of see, like, these are just like the smallest little bit of diced onions. It's a really nice little tool to have, this chopper. Okay. So what else do we have? Let me double check, make sure my earbud's not about to die. Eh. Oh no, my earbud's good. Okay, we're good. I just had to make sure my earbud wasn't gonna die, because if it was gonna die, that would have been unfortunate. Baby onion, yes. Baby onion noodles, yes. Exactly. That is what they are called. And yeah, that is how I like my onions for, again, hamburgers and hot dogs and things. Some people will put just whole slabs or whole strings of onions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if I can have them diced like this, I will. Just because they're nice, and you actually can guarantee then that you get onion in every bite if you just put them all over. So we have our onion for our meal later. I do also have, for my sausages, I have sauerkraut, because again, I just love sauerkraut. It's the German in me, but I love sauerkraut, so we're going to have some of that. We got our cherry juice to brush out the cake. We got our cherries to actually... Oh, I meant to put the cherries in the batter. That was my mistake. That actually was supposed to go in the batter. Okay, so as you can see, sometimes you do make mistakes while cooking, like that. However, it's not the end of the world, because what we can do instead is we have the ganache. So, originally was supposed to put it in there, but we're going to put it in the ganache instead. And then the cherry flavoring will just go in the... I do need to take these out now, because it's been a little over 5 minutes. However, let's double check. Let's take our toothpick. Still might not be done though, surprising. Despite the fact that it was in there for about 9 minutes compared to the 5 I wanted to do, that's still not done. So actually, that needs to go in there for a little bit longer, which is interesting, and I think it might be in part due to the fact that I left the door open for so long. Let's add more water to the caramel. So again, just keep adding water to the caramel. This is, again, a really easy caramel to make. You can make it, literally, it is one ingredient. It is sweetened condensed milk. It does not matter what brand it is literally just sweetened condensed milk. You boil some water in a pot, put the sweetened condensed milk down in the pot, in the can, put it in the can in the pot, pretend this is a pot, in the pot. Make sure the water is boiling before you put it in, and then you leave it there for 3 hours, adding water occasionally to make sure that the water covers it. As long as you do that, you are good. Let's go ahead and add our... crave more food. Get some food. Get you some food. You know, we're going to add all the cherries. I was debating, but we'll add all the cherries. Okay, so we have a cherry and chocolate ganache. Ganache is such a fun word. Ganache. Oh yeah, that's a nice spreadable consistency. That sounded bad, but it wasn't meant to. It just legitimately is. Listen, cooking can sound sexual sometimes, is all I'm saying. Not intentionally, but it can. Like, oh yeah, that's spreadable. That wasn't meant to sound bad, but it did. Okay. No, but like seriously, look at that. That's beautiful. Now, with Linda's chocolate fudge cake, what you normally are supposed to do is you have 2 9-inch cakes from that batter. So 2 9-inch diameter cakes. You cut each cake into 3 layers. Like horizontally cut it 3 ways. So, or cut it twice so you have 3 cakes. And then you do cake. Excuse me. Cake layer, ganache, cake layer, ganache, cake layer. Basically, until you have part of cake, keep layering, alternating, ganache. ganache of the cake. And then you put the ganache on the top and on the sides, and then you put sprinkles, press them all over the sides, and that's usually it. We're doing things a little unorthodox, but that's okay. Okay, so that is, I believe, fully mixed in. Let me fix my hair. Out of the face. Out of the face. Fuck you, hair. Get out of my face. I do want to taste. Got a taste? That's pretty fucking solid right there. Ooh, and the cherry throughout actually works really nice. I don't like cherries, by the way. I'm making this entirely for Connor, because I don't like cherries. However, that's pretty fucking smack. I'm not gonna lie. Heavenly Bells, once it's put together and I try the first bite, that will be Heavenly Bells. I am going to be posting pictures of it on my Instagram once it is done. So I'm excited. Alright, let's we'll go ahead and open our can of sauerkraut up real quick. I do have an electric can opener, but I don't feel like plugging it in. So basic bitch can opener it is. Yeah, like literally, I think the electric can opener is in frame. It's right there. No ads. I didn't know you were here. You weren't supposed to be here, ads. No. Bad. Okay. Where is my shit? Where is my shit? That's not what I meant to say. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, ads suck. I think it's back. I don't know, actually, because I can't fucking see. Because my computer is lagging behind. Okay. Fuck hair. There's not even wind. Why is the hair constantly in my face? Oh, fuck. Okay. That's right. That's what I was doing. Although I will say, I sprayed it enough that it's not sticking to the pan, which is really cool. Why are you not done, you bitch? It's still not done. What the fuck? I'm so confused. No, it's even the other cake. I thought I checked the other one. Neither of them are done. Maybe I'll put them on the bottom? I don't know. Like, they look done from the outside. Wind goddess energy just indoors. I know. Literally. No, actually, there is wind. That is a lie. I forgot that the fan was on. So that actually does make a lot of sense. Let me just, hold on. I'm gonna let the hair down. Give me a second. I'm gonna back away from the food so I don't get fucking hair in the food. Hold on. Fuck. Fuck, come on. I'm trying to like fix it real quick so I can get it all out of my face. I would have it down more because I like the look, but like the problem is it just doesn't work because it's all in my face and I don't like that. Also, it's hot and I'm sweaty. That is the other reason. Alright, let's grab that shit. Get it all behind. Nope, don't grab the earbud. Styling it eventually. I'd like to. I know how to braid, so I would like to do so. I just haven't taken the time to do so. Okay. That is good now. Now it is no longer in my face, although I've still got to pin that back and that back. Once I'm actually, so this is a wig, but I am growing out my actual hair. It's just not very long yet. Once it is longer, I'm going to actually do more styling with it. I just, again, it's not growing out yet. So we have an hour and 50 minutes left on the caramel. The cake, I don't know. I just have to keep checking it because it should, in theory, be done by now. But it's not. So I'm a little confused because it should. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do kind of what it says to do. And I'm gonna see, because once you take things out to cool, they do, and this is a little cooking tip for you in case you didn't know, things will continue to cook as they sit, if things are hot enough, which these definitely are. So I'm gonna just take them out and set them down, and perhaps they'll be done by the time I take them out. I'm gonna real quick just check the hook at that. Toothpick in center comes out dry. It's still not coming out dry. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to take it out yet until it does what it says it should do. So I'm gonna do it. Put it back. Hello. How you doing?
Tired?
Tired? Yeah, that's fair. So this is here for when the cakes are done. I'm gonna set right here for them to cool. Save it cool for about 20 minutes. It's been like a lot longer than it should have been, and they're still not done yet. Right, just don't look at it.
Oh no, it's the onions.
The onions. Oh yeah. I already got bothered by them. Is the fan still on? Okay. It's me. I'm just a flip bitch.
It's warm in here, but I mean, we've been cooking and stuff, so of course it's gonna be warm.
True.
So I'm gonna stand here because it's warm.
Hugs. Good. We'll go from hugs to just like a full-on like, what do you call it? Choke slam. Right on the ground. Okay. So hey, Cop, do me a favor. Wash off your finger real quick. So I forgot to put the cherries in the cake itself. So I can make it up. more than okay? Okay. If it's just okay, you know, I guess I don't need to think about it. No. Yeah, I forgot to put them in the cake, but we're soaking the cake in that, so like it will probably be okay. Could you? I want to go too. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Ooh, 4 o'clock. Huh. Could you please move stuff more against the wall? Try to maybe stack it a bit, consolidate it. I'll worry about cleaning this wall. That I'm gonna do. The fries. I gotta get the fry stuff ready. Let me do that real quick, because that's easy. Making fries is fun. Although these potatoes are growing the shit. We literally just got these fucking potatoes. We got them like, when did we get these potatoes? It was like a fucking few days ago, right? Like maybe last weekend? Why are they already growing? Fucking, what? Well, maybe we're not having from, okay, yeah, alright, well I guess I gotta throw these away. What can we make as a side instead? I mean, I like peas, so I'm gonna make some fried peas. No, you know what we'll have? We'll have, oh, where is it? We'll have some rice and cauliflower and peas. I don't know if they'll like rice, cauliflower, and peas, but they don't have much of a choice because we can't have rice. It's not good. I could totally just do like peas and the rice cauliflower. I just don't know if Brant and Aaron will get. And they can just eat the fucking sausages if they don't, but like
They can just eat the sausage.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's not our fault. Shit, it's not.
Let me go ahead and make this real quick. Unopened bag saying that microwave 6 minutes. Oh, well, maybe I don't make this less anymore. I'll make it closer to time. Okay, so that'll go there. We will make that in a minute. Let me put everything away. Get everything free. That's some more water. And while we're here, I'll get some dishes put away. Because honestly, while you're cooking, you can often get a lot done. But it feels like it. Although we use this pot for the heat. So put that this will be put away. I'm just kind of talking to myself at this point because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Huh. Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do until the cakes come out. At that point, now I have stuff to do. But we do have this very nice silver tray that we can put the cake on. Actually, let me go ahead and give it a quick wipe down because it's been cleaned, but I still want it to be as clean as it can be. Water. This will dry off in the meantime. Let's check the case again. The outside of the cake feels done. Inside is what I'm sure. It's done. It's good. I'm just hoping I didn't dry out the cake by overdoing it. And yes, we're adding liquid to it, but still. So this is going to sit here, the other one right next to it. As you can see, they're very dark, sort of chocolatey. Look, that's what they ended up looking like. So we're going to let those cool for about 20 minutes. And then, yeah, about 20 minutes and then we'll be good. Caramel's got about an hour and 40-ish on it. So yeah. I'm trying to figure out what to do with myself now for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Because, like, most everything is, you know what, I'll do the dishes. I'll do the dishes and talk to you guys. That's what I'll do. Put dishes away. After I can put this away. There we go. So yeah, all in all, things are good. Throw these away. But yeah, it's always a good idea to just keep cleaning as you go because then you have less to do. If you wait till the end, you're going to be trying to do everything at once, and nobody wants to do everything at once. That's just not fun. So yeah, I've been having some Iodithus thoughts. Iodithus being my danger campaign. I'm not going to say anything spoilery, so don't worry, nothing spoilery is going to be said. But I have been thinking about it a lot and what I want in the future of the campaign. And I think I've started to kind of come up with a direction. Problem is, we just got to get there. And it's honestly going to start once you guys get to Vegas, and to that area, which is where you're headed. There's the Farbane Woods, which is where you guys are going to go get Kingston's parents. That is a area with a storied history that you guys will find out. And it's also going to kind of usher in the next era of the campaign. It's going to kind of usher all that in. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. This is going to be the most boring part of this entire stream. I apologize, but like, there's not much I can do. I may say some funny things though, so we'll see. Okay, decked. Oops, I put a knife in there, which could be bad. I have a little container up here I put knives in just because I don't want to cut myself. Because that would be very unfortunate. I'm excited for the cake though. Speaking of which, since I am done in the oven, I could probably shut that off. Thank you. Unless, Connor, what are your thoughts about cornbread? Because we can make cornbread that has stuff in it, but I'd ask you to pick up the recipe.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd already turned it off, but it's fine. I'll turn it back on.
Yeah. We don't know what temperature you're going to get.
Folded up the towels.
What?
I folded up the towels. I just haven't put them in the oven yet.
You're good. You are good, my dude. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah, I'm just trying to get everything cleaned up because then we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, if you find a recipe, you can use the computer if you want to look up recipes. Because I'm honestly probably done with the other two. I'd say leave them open, but I'm basically done with them because I know what I'm doing. So Connor, you said you've never had caramel made this way, right? No? Okay. Well then, you will have your mind blown, because it's really, really delightful.
I think this is the shittiest recipe I've ever found.
I can't hear you, what? I got the earbud on that side.
It's the shittiest recipe I've ever found.
Yeah? I mean, I've found a couple good ones before. I can find one, I just gotta finish doing this.
Found one.
Okay. Just make sure it doesn't call for buttermilk, because we don't have that. I found one that does not call for buttermilk before. It was the one I made last time that was absolutely delicious. Honestly, you just want me to find that one? Because we love that.
No, I found one.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to use that one, and we'll just
I mean-
add on to other stuff.
It is up to you.
Sure, find
Yep.
yours. Find yours.
Okay. Then, where is my rag?
Behind me.
Aha! Gib rag. Gib rag. So, yeah, okay, I think I found it on the phone.
You have no
Which
idea
stuff
how
there?
tempted I've been to steal that one piece of cherry that's sitting there.
This one?
Yeah.
Do it. Okay. Here, yeah. Corn. Bread. Because I actually don't have a good cornbread recipe of my own. I think it was this one. Because this one actually, I think, specifies that you can use all the time. No, I don't want your ads.
Are you sure?
Yeah, maybe. Also, if any of you have had cornbread but you have never put honey on it, I highly recommend it. Yes, this is it. Okay. Here it is. You're gonna need a baking dish.
I don't know which one that is, so.
It's down here. All the baking dishes are down here. So go ahead and get the cornmeal and the flour and the sugar. grease it. I'm gonna grease it for you with some butter. Because when I made it last time, there was no stickage. And what I like to do is just take a stick of butter and just rub it all on there. Get nice and greased up every single inch. Actually, that's wrong. That's not what I did last time. I put the stick of butter in there. And then you know what you do? You know what you do, gamers? You put it right in the oven, just like that. And what's the preheat temperature? It says to put it to 400 degrees.
I can't find it.
Find what?
The cornmeal.
Should be in there.
It's not.
Unless we used all of it. Oh, we might have used all of it. You could run real quick and get some. Oh, we have some to run. We got like hour and a half. It's enough time to run and get some right quick. Because I gotta finish all this. Okay, this might. How long has it been set? I don't know if it's been 20 minutes or not. I actually don't know. Although I know how I can find out. No, I can't. Never mind. I don't know if it's been 20 minutes. I didn't set a timer. I mean, the only reason it was saying to leave it for 20 minutes was so that it could be, taken out, but...
By the way, apparently we stolen your sister's socks by accident.
Oh no. We just pile them together, we'll take them back. We gotta take the Tupperware thing back anyway. Okay, move this over.
It's just a single sock, not with a pair.
That's funny. I'll get everything prepped for you, for the cornbread. Flour, sugar, salt. Okay, we'll get the baking powder. I'm trying to think of what all I even need here anymore, because we've got so much sitting here. Some of it isn't even needed. Don't need coffee anymore. Got the cans out. I'll lock it, just don't worry about it, I'll lock it. Alright, so yeah, looks good to me. I'm curious. If it'll just plop out. We're about to test. Let's see if it plops out. Does it pass the plop test? Oh my god. Oh my lord. Let me just give it a little tilt down there. Look at how, that's the bottom. Look at how perfect that came out. I'm gonna tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see this. And watch the watch the second. You ready for this? You ready? Hold on, let me actually, to be entirely honest, at this point it can just go right on here. So let's just oh my god. Oh, and look at how little stuck on the bottom there. That's beautiful. And that is the power, the absolute power of spraying the fuck out of your pan. Oh, perfect. That makes me really happy. Now let's go ahead and get our, wherever I put it, here we go. This isn't really a pastry brush, this is more of a grill brush. But I didn't feel like spending double the money on a pastry brush. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to brush all, and I mean all, of this cherry syrup across both of these cakes. Like that, brush it across, it's starting to soak in really beautifully. I just got cherry syrup on my computer. And on the table, I'm going to have to clean all of this up. We want a nice amount of cherry syrup all throughout this. Because one, it does add a sweetness, but also it adds just the cherry flavor all throughout. Which is good because I did, again, forget to to add the cherries to the cake itself. So adding the syrup in there does kind of make up for it. Also, cherries just add a richness to chocolate. It brings out so much of the richness of chocolate. That's why chocolate-covered cherries are so good. I say as someone who doesn't like cherries. Probably enough on that one over there. Basically, I'm just going to let this sit here for a minute until. So yeah, we're going to let that sit for a minute. Let me mop up all of the cherry stuff there. Yeah, we'll stick this. And we're just going to I don't really need to wipe this one off too much, but at least the serving tray needs to be clean because you want the serving tray to look beautiful because tasting of things is good, but the second most important thing is presentation. Presentation is key. Something could taste okay, but because it's presented well, it can really, it almost tricks your mind into thinking it's better than it is. That's why literally anytime I make something that's like an Italian dish or something savory, I just put a little bit of chives or paprika on it. I do the same thing with the ramen because it looks so much more fancy. And your brain goes, oh yeah, that's fancy, that's gonna taste good. And don't get me wrong, it tastes good too. But your brain thinks it tastes better than it does. I'm gonna add a little more top of this one. Especially since I think I overbaked it a tiny bit, so I'm definitely adding maybe a little more than I need to. And then I'll save that here just in case Connor wants it, because Connor likes the stuff. So, who knows? Maybe Connor will be like, I want it all. Hey, trick shot. Hell yeah. Alright, so there's that. We do need, there's still some more I gotta wipe out. Hold on. I'm very particular about this sort of thing. Okay, so these two are going to sit for a couple minutes here just so that they really soak up the cherry flavor. And then at that point, I originally was going to follow the instructions and cut it, but I don't think I'm going to in this case, just because I don't have a really big cake knife to do that well. So we're not going to do that, but what we are going to do is we're going to put ganache here. Actually, we are going to. Here's what we'll do. I know what we're going to do. We are going to put the ganache on this one first. And we're going to make the cake on this tray and then transfer it, once it's mostly done, onto the serving tray. I do need to put more water on that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cherry flavor there. Even just doing a quick dab, that's wow. That's pretty wow. Okay, now we're probably not going to use all of this because this is for if you're doing all of those different layers, which I'm not. So that's kind of the thing here. But what I can do, that's real thick, as it should be. Gonna go ahead and take this, spread all over a nice thick layer Linda's fudge cake, which is what this is based on loosely, is a 6-layer cake, which is a lot. 6 layers is a lot. It isn't like 6 thick layers like this. It is only 2 layers like this that are then split into 6 pieces total. But like 6 layers is so much. Should have let the cake cool a little more before putting this on. But you know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. That's a nice thick layer. Let's go ahead and take this now. Put it as center as I can. Excuse me. Ooh. It does seem to have shrunk a little bit. That's okay. Excuse me. In the future, I might double the cake recipe, or at least do like maybe another layer, because it is a bit thin. I will say, it is a bit thin. I might go ahead. First off, we're gonna take this. I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna dirty a lot of shit, but I have an idea. Spread it all over. Now, I will fully admit, I have never made a multi-layer cake like this before. This is my first time doing this, so please do not judge me too harshly. God, this is going to be the world's ugliest fucking cake, let me tell you. But honestly, I don't care. First session as a DM yesterday, a lot of nerves, first people cooking halfway through. Hey, that is how it is though. And honestly, congrats. It takes a lot of fucking guts to do that. To DM in general. It takes a lot. So I commend you on DMing at all. That is, honestly, it can take a lot. It can take a lot, but I'm proud of you. You did good. Okay, this cake's gonna look real fucking messy to begin with, so bear with me. Put a lot of it on top so that I can. The cakes I should have let cool for a little longer, so I might just let them sit here for a minute and then smooth over the ganache. After, we'll see. I'm trying to smooth it over a little bit at least. Yeah, I've also never made a ganache, so this is all very new to me. It might not be the prettiest thing, but honestly, as long as it tastes good, that's all I care about. Okay, so that is that. I'm gonna first off wipe this off. Heyo, how's it going? How you doing? How you doing? Hope you are doing good this evening, or morning, or afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Hope you're doing well. This needs to go onto the plate without making a huge mess. Doing alright? That's good. That's good. Let me... I'm dirtying all of my utensils. Alright. Oh, there we go. 4:30 a.m. and I haven't slept. You know what? You came to the right place. You came to the right place. None of us sleep here. Although for me it is not quite that time. It's 4:30 p.m. So, yeah. Hopefully you are able to get some sleep at some point, because sleep is good for you, despite what some people may tell you. Okay, so I will smooth that out more after it sets. So let's go ahead and put this in here for a few minutes. Don't want that. Shit's in the way. Oh god, I gotta move the ice cream. No. Or that works too. Okay, so that's gonna sit in the freezer for just a minute or two so it'll set up a little bit more so I can smooth it out. I'm gonna... Yeah, the error I made there, and why it was so messy, is because I didn't let the cake sit longer. If they sat for longer, they would have set more, would have been fine. But you live, you learn, and you don't make the mistake again next time. There it is. Alright. Dry this off so we can put it away. Ooh, and apologies. I need to use my inhaler, because asthma, again, flaring the fuck up for no reason. It's that time of the year, though. It's that time of the year. Okay. Caramel is almost done. We got about another hour on the caramel. The cake is just setting for now, so that's almost done. I mean, the cake will definitely, you know, it could technically set for a while, but it's gonna, let's do this a little bit. We'll go ahead and take this one can get polished. Yes, okay, so let's move this, because Connor's going to need space. And let me grab a piping bag, because I'm going to need one of those, if I can find them. I used them once, and I've forgotten where I put them. Oh boy. Here. No. That's the piping bag ends. These are the, okay, these are the bags. Cool. So we got a bag. We got, ooh, what do we want to do? What end do we want to do? Like a star? Do we want to? Yeah, we'll do like a little puff. A little poof. we made our own whipped cream, so I need some way to put it on the cake. So let's go ahead and fill our piping bag with our whipped cream that we made. I did forget to save some of the cherries to put on top. That was my bad. I have made quite a few errors today in making this, but honestly, it's okay, because it's going to taste fantastic regardless. As long as it tastes good, that's all I care about. Whipped cream in the piping, maybe. Try not to make a mess. Okay, I'll probably stop there. Let's real quick crush the end. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and grab some small plate. I don't want to make a mess. Still a little warm, but that's okay. Oh, I'll come back. You found some? Nice. Okay. It's okay.
It was not where you expected it to be.
Where was it?
It's like fucking cereal and shit.
By the cereal? Maybe because that's where grits and stuff probably are. So maybe they were just like, oh, we'll put it here. Put a little more of this on top. A little spread. It's the most jank looking cake ever, but I don't make cakes very often, so
Who cares if it's a little jank?
as long as it tastes good.
Yep.
I will have a bowl for you in a moment. I mean, there's one in the sink that can be washed to use. I was going to wash it for you, but I had to attend to this.
Mm-hmm.
annoying, but should be okay. Okay. Cool. Sorry, I'm not going to be saying a lot for stream. I'm just going to be really focused. So give me a few moments. Trying to get it in the flow. Sorry, I'm going to just. You can make it though.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just mustering the strength to reach across this table.
Say again?
Mustering the strength to reach across this table.
For what?
Same wonder that's the
Ah. Sorry, can you reach over and grab a couple more big cups for me?
Yep.
Maybe two more. Oh man. Okay. Thank you. It will be jank, but it will be delicious.
All that matters is the taste of it.
Is all that I care about right now. I care about presentation, but not nothing. Should really worry about it right now. Taste it though. It's all that. Alright, sorry. All of this can go in the trash. with shaved. After I put my water in the pot, because that's how it's supposed to go. It could explode if you're not careful. That is lucky. Alright, so now, sorry, I'll switch back to your cornbread recipe in a sec. What?
How dare you even say this to computer?
Oh, I know. How dare I forgot to say cherries.
So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to laugh at you.
If I had a better way of grading it, I would. This is the saddest looking chocolate cake I've ever seen.
Oh gosh.
Huh?
Hush.
Oh, I should have put sprinkles before. Well, baking powder's already on the table.
Where?
It's right here.
Oh. I didn't see it, okay? I'm blind.
Okay. I told you.
1.5 teaspoons.
I cannot even hear you. You're talking too quiet out here, but say kosher?
No, just a salt.
Then get salt, not kosher.
Or does it?
I would follow what it says. If it doesn't say kosher, don't use kosher. Salt. So just get sea salt. Because if you use kosher, you risk over salting. think I may end the stream here just because I've got a few other things to finish and it'll be easier if I have my phone. Thank you all though for stopping by. It was actually a bigger turnout than I expected, so that was pretty cool. Hope you all enjoyed. I will be doing more cooking content in the future, although it's going to be a little more organized and not doing 5 things at once, but only one. But just but I will see you all later. Thank you for stopping by. As always, I hope you enjoyed your time. And there's always a seat for you here. Good afternoon, night, time. How do I? There.